Spike Lee ran into budget problems while he was trying to film the iconic movie Malcolm X. He asked Warner Brothers for $33 million for the film. However, Warner Brothers only gave him $20 million for the budget. And here's why. Welcome back to my Taylor Talks channel. If you are new here, make sure to click that like and subscribe button for some more Taylor Talks. Now for today's video, we're going to talk about the biography, the movie Malcolm X, that was directed by the one and the only Spike Lee. Now, as a little bit of background for those of you guys who haven't watched the movie came out in 1992. And it starred Denzel Washington and the Miss Angela Bassett. Now, the movie was nominated for 2 Oscar awards that year. One of the nominations was Academy Award for Best Actor for Denzel Washington, and the second nomination was for Best Costume Design for Miss Ruth E. Carter. Neither one of them won the nomination for those specific Oscar awards. However, Ruth E. Carter, she just won her second Oscar for Best Costume Design for Black Panther Wakanda Forever. So congratulations to her, and I'm really glad that she's getting her flowers after all of her work and time in the industry. The movie also had some really good cameos, such as Nelson Mandela and the Black Panther Party co-founder Bobby Seale, and of course Reverend Al Sharpton. So it is a star-studded movie. If you guys haven't seen it yet, make sure to check it out. And also in 2010, the film was selected for preservation in the U.S. National Film Registry by the Library of Congress for being culturally, historically, and aesthetically significant. So needless to say, this film was a huge success. And this movie was a huge success because of Spike Lee and his perseverance through all of the budgetary issues. So in 1992, in the middle of shooting the movie, Spike Lee actually held a press conference in Harlem, New York, basically telling the public that he has been forced to seek out outside help to finish funding the movie. Spike Lee said initially Warner Brothers, they did approve of the $28 million budget and they were handling the financial affairs for the movie. However, Warner Brothers gave all of the finances and all of the control to the completion bond company. And the company basically told Spike Lee, hey, this movie can be no longer than 2 hours and 15 minutes, and we're not going to give you any more money. At that time, Spike Lee said, well, even though you guys gave me $28 million for the budget, it's really going to cost $40 million. And Warner Brothers and the completion bond company came back and said, we're not going to give you another penny. At this point, Spike Lee was already paid $3 million to put all of this together, to put the film together, and he had already put $2 million into the budget. So he was truly out of money. After Spike Lee broke down the situation to the press at the press conference, he also said that he actually reached out to African American donors to help fund the movie. He said the donors were Bill Cosby, Oprah Winfrey, Michael Jordan, Magic Johnson, Janet Jackson, Prince, and a few others. Now, each of the donors specifically asked Spike Lee to not disclose the specific amount that was donated, in which he did honor their request. Spike Lee said this, and I quote, "This is not a loan. They are not investing in the film. These are Black folks with some money who came to the rescue of the movie. As a result, this film will be my version, not the bond company's version, not Warner Brothers. I will do the film the way it ought to be, and it will be over 3 hours." Now, I will insert a clip of Spike Lee specifically recapping the story, and he basically talks about how he came up with the list and who he reached out to. And he did say that everyone that he reached out to, the names that I just said, immediately said yes, immediately asked him to pick up the check, or they sent the money over to him, and they were super supportive, and they didn't care that it wasn't a loan and that they wouldn't get their money back.
It was not adequate. We knew it, the bond company knew it, and Warner Brothers knew it. And, you know, you have to pay the piper, and that day comes when you run out of money, and contractually the film now in the hands of the bond company. So everybody on the post-production staff, including editors, got registered mail, letters saying that you were fired and your service is no longer needed. So, in doing this film, I did a lot of research, and I tried to become a student of Malcolm, and Malcolm always talked about self-reliance, that Black people have enough resources that we have to start relying on ourselves. So I made a list of all the prominent African Americans I could know, who I could call on the phone and say, look, we need some money. Bill Cosby, Bill wrote a check. Then I called Oprah Winfrey. She wrote a check. Then I called Magic. He wrote a check. Then I called Michael Jordan. Told him how much Magic gave. Because you know money's competitive. Like Nicole Tracy Chapman.
As you can see, overall, the film was able to be funded and completed thanks to the support of African American icons. Now, in my personal opinion, I do think that this whole situation was extremely interesting. The reason why I say this situation is interesting because as production companies, Warner Brothers, they've been around for a long time. You would think that they would know what they're getting themselves into when they sign up to produce a biography for one of the most revered people in the world. And I guess Warner Brothers necessarily didn't. And that's okay because ultimately the movie was able to be released and it was a success. However, you would think that because this was a biography about Malcolm X, they would have just pulled out all the stops to make sure that this movie went smoothly. And it honestly makes me scratch my head to know that it wasn't a smooth process. And of course, I get it. Nothing in life is easy. However, why did Spike Lee have to reach out to all of these wealthy African American people? And I get it. Relationships are key. And when you need something, being able to reach out to someone that has millions upon millions of dollars is a great thing to have. However, I truly believe that he shouldn't have had to do that. I truly believe that Warner Brothers honestly should have gave him some more money to fund the movie, and there may be some more information behind the scenes that no one knows about. We don't know. However, I just think that the whole situation, again, is extremely interesting to learn about. And I want to hear what you guys think about this situation. Do you think that Spike Lee should have had to reach out to Bill Cosby, Oprah Winfrey, Prince, and the list goes on to fund Malcolm X? Do you think that Warner Brothers should have given him the budget that he needed? Or do you believe this is a common thing and that people actually ask their friends to fund their projects in Hollywood and that this is a completely normal thing? Also, I want to give you guys something to think about. If this same exact situation, and let's just take another famous black leader, was given an autobiography, who do you think Spike Lee would reach out to today to fund the movie? Make sure to comment below your thoughts. I want to hear what you guys think. Also, for my inspiration for today, or just some words of wisdom, if one way doesn't work, don't be afraid to find a different way. That is something that we can all learn from the Spike Lee. Make sure that you guys like and subscribe for some more Taylor Talks. Comment below your thoughts. And as I always say, stay safe. See ya.